Welcome back. It's the Welcome Young Men podcast. It is May 18th, 2025. That's when we're recording this, at least. Kenny, how many days of school you got left?
We got 4.
4 days of school.
4 sleeps left.
4 sleeps and school's out. Bryson, school almost out for you?
Yeah.
Perpetually? Mm-hmm. Bring that mic a little closer on you. Jace, how many days of school you got left?
2.
2 days of school left. I've got more days than that at work, for sure.
Hopefully.
Let's run through the table. What's our week been like, gentlemen? AJ, lead us off.
It's been pretty good. Yep.
Like,
Went to a wedding yesterday.
you went to a wedding yesterday? Yeah?
Yep.
Did anybody object?
No. And then I don't really remember what else went on.
All right.
Oh yeah, we had track. We got second.
Second in the league?
Yep.
Jace, your week?
Dad was traveling down to North Carolina and hit a deer and totaled the truck. So
Going down to see your papaw who's
Yeah,
having
not
some
doing
surgery
too good.
complications? Kennard?
Track and baseball.
Which one was better this week?
Track,
Track?
definitely.
Second in league's respectable.
Yeah.
Would like to beat Williamsburg, I would think.
Yeah.
Bryce, your week?
Solid.
Solid?
Mm-hmm.
What was the best part?
Best part? I got a giant Oreo shake
That sounds good.
at UDF.
is that what's in the freezer?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that sounds legit.
Oh,
It's gone,
Chase
probably.
definitely
we
ate
should do
it.
an on-location podcast at Terry's.
No. Cruz.
I went to Kings Island with my school's choir.
Yeah?
And I rode a very scary ride. I hated it.
What ride did you ride that got you sick?
The drop tower.
The drop tower?
I hate the drop tower.
Yeah, did you ride any roller coasters?
I did. I liked the other roller coasters. I just hated the drop tower.
Wait, which roller coaster did you not ride?
He rode every roller.
You rode every single one?
Not every single one, but I rode most of them.
Which was your favorite roller coaster?
I liked Diamondback.
Yeah, that's
The
the best.
It was fun. I liked it.
He even rode like Orion and stuff. And
That
then
was the
he hit
first
the
I
drop
untied
tower.
my friend's shoe on Diamondback.
but drop
Like,
in the middle
tower
of the ride.
He got sick from the drop
drop tower made you sick, huh?
Yeah, it made me sick and
Drop tower.
made me scared, and I was shaking like for an hour.
All right.
I don't like the Banshee.
I almost cried.
Speaking of
I'm
rides,
not going to do the drop tower one.
so I was in Boston, southern side of Boston for a few days. One of the friends that was up there, Andrew's friend, somehow rented a car through it's like Airbnb for cars called Turo. And he rented this car called a Lucid, which is like a blingy Tesla. It's an electric car. It's pretty big and fancy. It'll do 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
We
they're
think.
fast.
Are you talking? Am I thinking about the guy you're talking about?
It's the guy from Canada.
Okay, that's
with
what
the,
I
with the tattoos. I was talking on the phone right in the backseat of the car, not paying a huge amount of attention. And my uncle was up front with him, and this Dan guy was driving it, and he put it in sport mode. And I wasn't paying attention, and he hit the pedal, and it slammed me back in the seat, and it instantly made my face turn white and put me into a sweat and almost made me – it felt like it was faster than the Flight of Fear roller coaster. It was unreal. And by the time I could catch my breath, I looked up, and the dash was reading 93. It was stupid fast. So
That's funny.
there's that. And on another note, I'm not going to try to show the picture, but we were doing some work. We got hot and sweaty, and I said, I might swim in the ocean when we get back. And Dan McRory, who's from Canada, said, I'm going to do the same thing. We got to in Charlotte, and Jackson, my cousin's son and daughter, said, we're going to swim too, so they got their swim trunks on. I got to the ocean, put my feet in, and said, nope, not doing this. Dan McRory was swimming, but he's from Canada, so that doesn't count, right? And then
Canadian.
Jackson was going, he's young and dumb. I said, I'm not doing that. And then I turn around, and I see my mom, by that point, was at her knees and dove into the Atlantic Ocean. And I said, well, I guess I can't let this 70-year-old woman show me up. So I dove in, and it hurt. Long story short, we looked it up. The water temperature that day was 49.5 degrees.
Polar plunge.
It was a polar plunge. We'll be really
Ice
curious to see if Grammy's pacemaker, when it does like all of its upload stuff, if it fired multiple times on Thursday, it was because of 49-degree polar plunge water. We were in sweatshirts the whole time we were there, but when I got out of the water, the cold wind actually felt good because it was warmer than the water. It's one of those deals.
Yeah.
The water was painful. All right, I need to clarify an item from our last episode. We talked about casement, right?
Casement is.
We were talking about the windows. There are particular windows that are called casement windows. I realized it after the podcast. What? Is that where it came up? Well, whatever it was. Angie, you get credit. You want to turn the camera on her? The casement windows, you've probably been to people's house, or they may be at your house, where you got to undo the little thing, and then you twist the little lever, and it goes. That's a casement window. So there you go. It's a type of window, but I was mostly right when I said it was an architectural term. It's just not the. You have window
But Mom
casing,
was more
which is
right.
like a frame, but a casement window is that crank style. So, for the edification of our podcast listeners, now we know. Got any other questions, Kenny? That's good. All right. We are in Proverbs Chapter 7. And I think let's start at verse 13. It'll get us into the rest of it. And who's going to start us off, Jace? You pick. Cruz picks us. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 13. Cruz, go ahead. 2 verses.
Okay. So she caught him and kissed him, and with impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows.
Jace.
Oh, my bad, sorry. Therefore I came forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, and with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning, and let us solace ourselves with loves.
For the good man is not at home, he is gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed.
With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth.
25, Cruz.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. Don't do 26 too?
Yeah.
For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Her house is the way to hell, going down into the chambers of death.
Were we doing 2 or 3 verses?
Well, 2. You kind of
Okay.
kicked that
Yeah,
one
Bryce
out,
didn't.
but it's all good.
Well, they did 3 and then they did 2.
I did. We both did 2.
it's all good.
I did 2.
We got you. You did 3, Bryce.
We did 3.
Oh.
Guys. Yeah.
So this portion of this chapter deviates some from a lot of the rest of the Proverbs, in that this isn't 1 or 2 little snippets. This is a little bit more of a narrative tale. So if we go back, this whole chapter, it's talking about verse 5. They say they keep the way from the strange woman, from the stranger with flattereth from her words. So if you go through this description, who could follow along through the narrative here? What is this description? Anybody got anything?
Someone is trying to take this guy and make him unfaithful.
Partially, yes. I think the suggestion was that she was being unfaithful. This is a strange woman. This is a sinful woman. She's saying, "Hey, my husband's out of town. Why don't you come on home with me?" That's what she's saying for the verse 19. For the goodman is not at home. He's gone a long journey. He has taken a bag of money, and he's not going to be home for a while, right? So, did you guys find anything in this one that you're either curious about or were worth expanding upon? This one's a little
I
different.
did the
It
other
might be
day.
hearted on today. You want to look it up?
Yeah. Well, I sent it to Bryce.
Why don't we skip to verse 22? I'll kind of lead the way on this one.
Okay.
Kenny, why don't you read this one for me?
22.
Yeah.
He goeth after her straightway as an oxen to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
So, an ox goeth to the slaughter. Do we know what we're talking about here?
Yes. The ox is being taken
But it
and
doesn't
to
know.
be killed.
He has no idea.
No idea what's
It
coming,
ju- it
right?
just
Yeah.
trust the person because
We do this with animals pretty frequently. If you want the animals, Kenny's goats get out quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
How do you get them back in the cage?
With
At this
food.
point, you just walk near them and they follow you.
Kind of follow in with food. They'll go where you want. Are they thinking about stuff in
No.
much depth? Same with the ox to the slaughter. Whereas a fool to the correction of the stocks, fool just doesn't care, right? Giving it no thought. So go up to 21. AJ, you read that one.
With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
What do you think this is describing?
Deception?
I mean, somewhat deception, but how is she doing it? Bryce, you think you can bail him out?
You said 21, right?
21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she
Sweet
forced
talk.
him. Oh. What'd you say? Get closer to the mic. Say it again.
Sweet talk.
Sweet talk. What's he mean by that, Cruz? What's sweet talk?
words of endearment and stuff, but to your own benefit, to most of the time to others' detriment.
Do you guys all know the story of my gum? What
Mr.
has
Oh,
to
yeah.
happen? What,
Ellie
Jace?
Hall.
What's it take to get a piece of gum?
Mr. Alex is awesome.
Your beard looks so good today, Mr. Alex.
I
You gotta
like
give
your
me a-
glasses.
Yes, there we go. I forced them to give me a compliment. What am I having them do? They're sweet talking me, right, Bryce? You want a piece of gum? You have to say something nice about me. I let them sweet talk me. Who's the best one at it in the whole church right
Ellie
now?
Hall.
Ellie Hall.
She doesn't actually mean it. She just wants to sit down.
She'll look at me. It doesn't matter. She'll look at me and she'll bat her eyes at me and say, "Mr. Alex, I think you're wonderful." And I say, Ellie, you're right. Here's 2 pieces of gum.
No wonder she does it.
Well, obviously she's no dummy. Go to back to here though. We're talking about a fool. How many of you guys have ever witnessed? Well, let's pick on Bambi. You
Thumper.
guys remember the movie Bambi? Bryce, you
Yeah.
seen Bambi anytime recently?
Twitterpated.
Not recently, no.
Do you remember when Thumper the rabbit sees the other rabbit?
He gets twitterpated.
He turns completely stupid. His foot goes,
His
and
face.
his eyes get really big, and they make I think they even make his pupils look like hearts,
I think so.
and he just is in dumb love. And she could say, "Run off that cliff," and he'd say, right? Have we ever
for you.
Have you guys ever witnessed a young man that's literally drug around by his lady friend?
Yes.
Yes, it happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yes.
And you say, "What a moron!" And you're like, well, "Young dumb love, right?" Is it really young dumb love, or is he following after her fair speech and the flattering of her lips? She forced him. She didn't have to literally force him with her hands, right? Is he in the stocks? No. But is he doing whatever she wants? Yes. How did he find himself in that situation?
By letting his guard down?
Go a little further.
I don't.
What is his guard of? What is he guarding?
His heart.
His heart, his emotions, all the above. Look at verse 23. We said the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for its life. What does it mean by a bird hasting to the snare?
A bird.
A bird just unknowingly flying into
Yeah.
like a
Flying
net
into
or
a
something.
trap, right? There's food there. There's something enticing, so it goes into a trap. Is it thinking about what it is?
Nope.
No. So here's 24.
That
Yeah?
was my verse.
24 is where you want to go?
Yeah.
Good. This is a good place to transition where you guys need to dive into it, because before 24 is the description of this young dumb fool who's following after the strange woman. Just not, he's let down his guard. So AJ, you want 24? Go ahead.
Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth.
Okay. What does that mean?
Run towards God. He'll like protect. You know how when you pray, you say put a hedge around us, or like a hedge around our family, like
Okay.
that, like a shield around your heart.
A big wall.
Yeah. Do any of you guys know what it means to hearken?
To listen.
Listen. The Christmas Carol is not about an angel named Hark.
Listen to
I
the
never
angels
thought of it
sing.
that way, but I assume a lot of people think of it that way, don't they?
Hark the Herald Angel.
Yeah.
His name's not Hark Herald Angel.
That would be funny though.
He's saying, hark, the herald angel sing. Man, listen. The herald angel is saying something. So it's saying, listen. Son, I told you this story about this moron and the pretty girl. Now listen. Attend to the words of my mouth. What does it mean to attend?
To do what he says and to be active about what he says.
Listen and then act. All right? Kenny, you read 25.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways, and go not astray in her paths.
What do you think that means? When he's saying, let not thine heart decline to her ways.
Like, you have to be mentally strong in the aspect of getting tempted and not go astray.
Don't give your heart
Don't-
away so easy.
Don't take the detour. It's like when you're driving on the highway and then you see an exit that says like McDonald's or like Wendy's or something like that. But you got to keep going. Don't go to the Wendy's. You got to get somewhere.
What's a decline? Kenny, you know?
Downhill.
Like, just downhill or
Downhill.
going down,
What's an incline?
going up.
The same hill, going down it is a decline and up it is an incline. Sorry, I had a nosebleed this morning, fellas. I was nervous that it was happening again. No, I'm good. Which is easier?
A
If-
decline.
If you put a ball, and if you're standing in the middle of a hill and you drop a ball bearing, which way is it going to go?
Downhill.
Downhill. It's going to decline, right? That's the
Yeah.
naturally easier way for something to go. So if you don't protect your heart, where is it automatically going to go?
Down.
Downhill to her. It's going to decline to her ways. You're going to stray to her paths. So when it comes to living a good moral life, to not let the woman of the world, and just as the world in general, what's the easier way to go?
Down.
Downhill.
Down to the way of the world, right? What's it say in 26? Cruz, read that one.
For she hath cast down many wounded, ye many strong men have been slain by her.
What do you think that means?
People that were very strong and very faithful and things like that, they let their guard down just a little bit, and then she got to them and messed them up.
Like a wolf with sheep's clothing on.
Maybe.
She's done it before.
Here's the one I wanted to pick on here. It says, for she hath cast down many wounded. Bryce, why do you think he said here wounded? This is an interesting one that I think we should all consider here. When
Because you'll always be scarred.
a lion looks at a herd of wildebeests, which one does it usually try to eat?
The weakest one.
The weak,
the itty bitty ones,
either the
sick
small
ones.
one, the sick one, the slow one, right? When are we the most likely to fall prey to the world.
Well, we're
We're
small,
weak.
sick, and slow.
When we're weak, when we're wounded. If you think about how sickness works often, do you get a cold because you went outside? No. You get a cold because your immunity was weakened for whatever reason it may be, right? If we keep our immune system high, our chances of getting a cold are less. The same thing here. Many strong men have been slain by her. How does she slay a strong man? By finding him at his weak moment or his weak time, when maybe his mental game, he's not guarded. He's let his guard down and he's weakened. And then 27 is the last one. Who hasn't read one in a bit? AJ, you read this one.
Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death.
So what is this? What's this alluding to?
That she's a worker of the devil.
She's a worker of the devil, but what does it mean to go into her house?
To go to hell.
Is
Or
that,
to be on the road to hell.
yeah, going through that door is the first step there. So what do we do when you feel like the world is calling you, when it's flattering you with its strange lips?
Run the opposite
Turn
direction.
around.
It says, listen to the wise man and do what I say. You're not going to be able to fight it off by doing nothing. You have to apply the wisdom that you know. Do you know what you need to fight off the world? Yes. It's right here in Scripture. It's there. There's wise men that are willing to help. Your family members, those that love the Lord, are ready to help you. But what do you have to do?
Listen.
Listen and take action. You could listen till you're blue in the face, or till they're blue in the face. But if you don't get up and do it, you're going to struggle, right? All right, next week, Proverbs chapter number 8. Hopefully we'll have a pastor back in town.
The very first sermon that we didn't hear Pastor preach Proverbs 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was still when there was a whole bunch of construction stuff and everything was piled in the middle of the thing.
I wouldn't have remembered that one. I could have probably gone back in video and checked it. Anybody else have anything to add? Bryce, you look like you're just dying to talk.
It was a Wednesday Bible study.
Not today?
He doesn't like the new seat.
He feels awkward in the new seat. Cruz, are you enjoying your position of power
I
at the
like
board?
power. I could just make Jace unable to speak, and it'd be funny.
And Kenny, you got anything
Give me an
exciting
echo
you want to
effect. Give
add?
me an echo effect.
No? AJ? Last chance. Jace, you got anything? You didn't hit. No, what'd you do?
Oh, I've got something. Alex, your glasses look really nice today.
I'll give you a piece of gum.
Bryson, did Lydia get you that tie?
Yes.
I think it's a nice tie.
Why the flowers?
I think they're beautiful.
I like flowers.
All right. We're out.